Lawyers bombshell. This is something new. They never claimed in the past. I was watching this video and this lawyer, he was talking about Duchess of Sausages, her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and also with Prince Andrew, especially in regards to Virginia Giuffre's case. We have some shocking news. You do not want to miss out on this. Most of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. If you're one of them, consider to subscribe and hit the bell. Few things I want to make mention of before I show you a video. Number one is that Meghan perhaps directly worked for Epstein and was involved with trafficking itself. Means Meghan knew Jeffrey Epstein, according to these lawyers' claim, or that she had a cut from Epstein's profit by doing trafficking. This is number one point, and the reason I'm saying this is because Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sausages, she knew Epstein, according to again this lawyer, from 2000 as back as you can go, from 2007 2008. But at the same time, why things get even more interesting, at the same time, Meghan and Harry, both of them claimed that they did not know the royal family before they met. I will talk on this more in a second. Number 2 point in regards to what is happening with Meghan and Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. If you remember when this news break out, Epstein, Andrew, his relationship and his coming close to Virginia Giuffre, we have seen how fast the Buckingham Palace, they acted. They settled the matter. They forced Andrew to give up his duties. They disgraced him to the level where you never expect. I mean, for the Queen to see her son going down to the pipe, that way, it is not something to be taken lightly. They knew, in other words, the Buckingham Palace, that Andrew was squarely responsible for everything happened and he had a direct connection with this case. So we have seen them very fast acting, wrapping this up, and now we know Andrew doesn't have a chance to become a senior royal, or that any chance in the future to hold high position in the royal family. In fact, he is now being kicked out from his royal lodge, and King Charles, he said, you go and live in Frogmore Cottage, which is much smaller. According to Andrew, he doesn't like it there, but he was forced. Number 3 point is that Duchess of Sausages knew Andrew. Okay, so first possibility, as I said, was that Meghan was involved directly with Epstein, the head of the snake, or if that is not something you can agree with, we have another possibility, and this is even much likely, is that Duchess of Sausages, she knew Andrew a lot. She knew just not about Andrew, she knew him a lot, and a lot of the private information she had access to. And the case against Virginia Giuffre, he used Meghan Markle because, remember, Duchess of Sausage, she studied international relationships. She was acting as a lawyer in the film when they shoot for the Sweet show in Toronto. Meghan, Duchess of Sausage, she played the role of a lawyer. In other words, she had some knowledge about how law works and whatnot. My understanding is that Andrew saw that in Meghan. He thought maybe this lady can help me out, and so Meghan, Duchess of Sausage, had a lot of access to places where nobody could in terms of his relationship with Virginia Giuffre. And we know that there is also this possibility, after you watch this video, you will come to know that Meghan Markle, perhaps she groomed Virginia Giuffre. Why I'm saying all of this, why I'm connecting Meghan Markle with all of this, the reason is simple. They lied, saying that we did not know. Meghan, Harry, both of them said we did know. She didn't know about the British royal family. In fact, in the memoir that Prince Harry wrote, he explicitly mentioned that Meghan Markle did not have any idea about the British monarchy. Meghan herself said, I did not know anything about the British monarchy. This is why I'm saying this. This is not true. Let's take a look at this video and we will understand even better.
A weird connection between Prince Andrew, Meghan Markle, and Jeffrey Epstein. Now, this all revolves around a lawsuit that Prince Andrew was involved in. I did a video about it earlier. You can go check that out. It's called Prince Andrew, She Can't Sue Me, in which this woman, Virginia Giuffre, is suing Prince Andrew for alleged inappropriate things being done to minors. I'm trying to keep this video monetized for YouTube. You know how it goes. Now, if you don't know who Prince Andrew is, he is the brother to King Charles, son of Queen Elizabeth. He's in line to the throne, the Duke of York. Now, in the lawsuit, Virginia claims that Prince Andrew was a part of this trafficking of young people for illicit purposes with his friend Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Virginia had proof that she was involved with Prince Andrew, and one of her biggest pieces of proof was this photo of her and the prince with another woman. Here, this is Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, you may know who Ghislaine Maxwell is because she was recently sentenced to 20 years in prison for trafficking minors across the world for illicit purposes. Again, YouTube is forcing me to not say the words. Now, in response to the lawsuit, Prince Andrew filed this motion to dismiss. And in this motion to dismiss, he claimed that Virginia had already settled this case. See, Virginia Gumfrey came to a settlement agreement with Jeffrey Epstein in which she promised not to sue any other, quote, potential defendants if Epstein paid her $500,000. And she signed this agreement in 2009. And so did Epstein, and she was paid $500,000. Now, this settlement was supposed to protect all of Epstein's friends from litigation from Gumfrey in the future. But the federal judge wasn't convinced.
Well, a New York judge has rejected a motion to dismiss a civil sexual assault case against British Prince Andrew. This rejection means the case will be heard later this year. Virginia Giuffre is suing the Duke of York, claiming he sexually abused her when she was just 17 years old. She spent time as a minor in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit, where she claims she was one of his sex trafficking victims. Prince Andrew has consistently denied the allegations. CBS News reached out to his counsel for comment, but we have not heard back.
So this meant we were going to trial. The motion to dismiss was obviously denied. So Giuffre would be able to go through the discovery process to find out, hey, who knew what at the time, and to get information that would help her case. Now, in a twist, one of the first witnesses that they wanted to call was Meghan Markle. Here, Meghan Markle may be forced to testify in Prince Andrew lawsuit. Newsweek, Meghan Markle could testify in Prince Andrew case, says Virginia Gumfrey's lawyer. Her magazine, Meghan Markle may have to testify in Andrew sex case. But this is the big question. Why? Why would Meghan Markle have to testify in the sexual assault case?
Well, that is because Meghan knew everything. Meghan was involved, Duchess of Sausages, directly with Epstein, directly with Andrew. Why would she go to the court for this hearing, for these cases? Doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense if you believe, which is fact, that she knew both of these people from before, way before than she met this guy, Duke of Sussex, or as I call Duchess of Sussex, Harry. Let's take a look at this one a little bit more.
When she wasn't a member of the royal family until years later. And on top of that, Meghan Markle essentially says she knew nothing about the royal family until she met Harry in 2016. Here's the clip from her BBC interview.
I think for both of us, though, it was...
Okay, so just listen to both of them, how they're lying in front of a camera and saying we did not know anything about each other, especially for Meghan. I did not know anything about the royal family, about Harry. Complete lies, complete lies. She knows everything.
It was really refreshing because given that I didn't know a lot about him, everything that I've learned about him, I learned through him, as opposed to having grown up around different news stories or tabloids or whatever else. Anything I learned about him and his family was what he would share with me, and vice versa. So for both of us, it was just a really authentic and organic way to get to know each other.
Really?
And was that quite refreshing for you in the way that you've been brought up, you know, with a lot of people knowing a lot about you? Was it refreshing?
Or thinking they know.
Or thinking they
Exactly.
know.
Yeah, no, it was hugely refreshing to be able to get to know someone who isn't necessarily within your circle, doesn't know much about me, I don't know much about her.
Now, interestingly enough, some of the news media started calling her out on claiming she didn't know anything about the royal family. Here's an interview from Sky News, Australia.
This family had no idea who they were, no idea what it all meant, the magnitude of it. But then that goes against what some of her former friends have said, and also these blog posts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just...
Okay, so she's talking about the blog post that Meghan has on Instagram, which she is trying to reactivate. In that TIG, it's called TIG, or as I like to call it, twig, Meghan, Duchess of Sausages, she explicitly posted videos, comments about the British royal family, and that was before she met Prince Harry. Very old account she used to run, and in that account, in the TIG on Instagram, she also used to talk about highly talk about her father, Thomas Markle, whom she is now putting down, whom she is now cutting ties off with. These are all porkies of Meghan Markle, just to give you some idea how dangerous this woman, this narcissist is. Guys, if you are again new to the channel, consider to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.